I'm so glad you stopped by today. I'm calling this episode not Vlogmas Week 1. I watch all these Vlogmas episodes and people do such a beautiful job. They're so fun to watch. And I thought, oh, I'd love to do that. Well, we're already into a week into December and I realized that I'm really not good at that. It's just, I don't have the photography or videography talent to do that. So a few pictures of the last week on the front of this video, and we'll just talk about some Christmas things. Where you can find me, let's start there. I'm at chitchatknits.com. Chitchatknits on Instagram and Ravelry, and I'm also Knitterdat on Ravelry, and you can always email me at chitchatknits@gmail.com. So how are you? Are you enjoying Advent? Are you working through a little Advent project? Again, intentions are good. Actual production, not so good, but I do have some fun projects to show you today. And so let's start out. This is called the Mini Patch Cowl, and this is a project, a pattern that I did a year ago, last December. And it uses 10-gram mini skeins, or you could use 20 and use them up and just put it twice in there. But I really love the way it just flows from one to the next, and you can mix it up. You can make it totally scrappy. You could plan it. I have one of my testers did each color with a solid gray between, and that really showed up beautifully. I was looking at the projects on Ravelry, and someone has done one where they did the color work for half of it and then just used that stripes of one color. And that was really beautiful too. I love the way they did that. So it's an infinity cowl. And so it comes together. You do a provisional cast on, and then as you come around to the end, you can make it as long as you want to double up, or to just, you could make it shorter and just wear it as a single cowl. I sort of liked it a double because it gets cold here in Wisconsin, so it's kind of nice to have something cozy around my neck. But then you just graft the ends together when you get back around. And it's a great way to use up scraps to, if you have an Advent, you might want to use that. I just like it. I think it's cute. You know, if you've been here a little while, you've seen that I am a quilter too. I don't quilt as much these days as I used to, but I just love it because it kind of reminds me of little quilting in a cowl. So again, it's called the Mini Patch Cowl, and it's by me, Chitchatknits. So a lot of things have been going on this week. It's
past week. It's been busy, but really fun. A week ago today, on December 1st, we had our ukulele Christmas party. We held it at a little town hall nearby, and we had about 40 people come, and our ukulele group always shows up with a fantastic potluck of food. We had some fun games. My friend Katie and I, you'll see us in the pictures, we found a fun musical question, like a Christmas music trivia game. And it was so much fun because the answers to the questions weren't necessarily the titles of the songs. And people, as soon as they heard the question, they started shouting out the title of the song. Well, that was often incorrect because the questions had to do with lyrics within the songs. And so we had my husband and our leader actually were the judges. And so we had to call on our judges. And also in the rules of the game, I said that they had to, well, first ring a little bell that was on the table. Then if they just said the answer, they would get 1 point. If they if they sang the answer, they would get 2 points. And if their whole table sang it and acted it out, they would get 3 points. Oh my gosh, they had so much fun with it. It was so fun for us to watch the groups. They got very competitive. They played as a team by table, and they got very competitive, and it was so much fun. So anyway, it was a great party. At the front, you saw a few pictures of our group playing because we always love to play the ukulele together. We did some Christmas songs, and we had a white elephant gift exchange, and it was just a wonderful night. And then some friends and I also got to sing and play at a musical dinner theater. We did some dinner music, and there was a picture in that kind of a grainy picture because it was dark in there, but we had such a good time playing and singing together. And then some other fun things that have happened this week is some friends and I went on a quilt shop hop. So we went last night to 4 different local quilt shops, and each shop had a little snacks and door prizes and things like that. So we just had a really good time. And I didn't buy much, but I did buy something I'm going to show you in a little bit. Well, just lots of fun events going on. I finally got my tree up and got it decorated, so that makes me feel good. And I'll start writing out some Christmas cards because that's something my husband and I really love to do. In today's episode, I am going to talk about knitting, and I also would like to share with you a little, I don't want to call it a challenge, but maybe an encouragement for the month. And then if you've been with me a while, you know that I was an elementary school teacher, 3rd grade elementary general ed classroom with a specialty in reading education. And I love children's books, and I have some really fun Christmas children's books. So I have a special one I'd love to share with you today. So I hope you'll hang out to the end and just see the book that I picked for today. All right, last episode, I talked about a little prompt and showed a bag that I wanted to give away. And I loved the responses. One of the question was really just to talk about what you're doing during the Christmas season for your knitting and making. But then part of it too was if you have gotten a yarn advent, did you peek? And it was really fun because a lot of people said no, they didn't peek. Some people said yes, absolutely, I peeked. And one person even said, I not only peeked this year, but I started knitting with it before the first. So way to be honest. I love it. Here's the prize for this week. It's a little bag that I made. I love making these little bags. I used it's called a fusible fleece. So they are just cotton bags, but they have a little stability to them because of the fleece that's in there. And then I just added a few little, aren't they pretty? There. Just some little mini skeins, because mini skeins are just so much fun. So the bag and the mini skeins will go to Elaine, and your YouTube name is at Eric Allerton 809. Elaine, congratulations to Elaine. Elaine, would you please send me an email at chitchatknits@gmail.com with your physical address, and I will get this and get it in the mail to you right away, because I want you to get this little bag so you can enjoy using it for the rest of the holidays. Congratulations, Elaine. And then I also wanted to give away something to someone who's out of the United States. We all know what shipping costs have done in the last years, and I just can't afford to send them out of the United States. But I would like to give some patterns, some chit-chat knit patterns to someone who is out of the United States. So that person is Knitting Bandit. I'm looking at my notes here. Knitting Bandit 8493, and she commented from Northern Ireland. Congratulations. Would you please, Knitting Bandit 8493, would you please send me an email at chitchatknits@gmail.com with the 3 chit-chat knit patterns that you would like for me to gift you through Ravelry. Congratulations, winners. I think we'll probably do it one more time before the holidays. And we have an ongoing little giveaway on my Ravelry group, which is Chit-Chat Knits. And there's a thread in there about your holiday making. And there's some beautiful things people are doing. So would you please just go to Chit-Chat Knits Ravelry group and join in the thread. And then probably next week, I will pick a winner, and I'll announce it in the thread, and then here too, and get a prize out to you. I love gifts. I love giving them. I love getting them. So Christmas is the perfect season for me. I love it. What has been going on? Well, I'm going to talk about knitting, a little bit of crochet. Before we do that, I'd like to just share with you something my friends and I were talking about last weekend. We were saying how the holidays get so busy, and it's really easy to get off track on your healthy living habits. And so I decided that I was going to, I'm not calling this a challenge, because it's not to challenge anyone. It's just to encourage us to do some healthy things every day during December. And I'm calling it Healthy Holiday Habits. So my three things that I chose are walking, because I love to get outside and walk, water, it's right here, here's my little glass of water, and veggies. And I'm just trying to be cognizant of getting those three things in every day. Because we all know that there's more treats around, that we're doing fun parties. Most of us are doing fun parties, but we're just busy. It's easy to get off our normal things that we think are important to do. Maybe yours is getting enough rest, sleeping. Maybe your thing is just spending some quiet time. Whatever that is, would you just give yourself even one thing that you want to try to do this month to take care of yourself? And if you want to share about what you're planning to do in the comments, that would be great, because we can all encourage each other. And remember, this is a no guilt zone. This is not intended for you to feel bad that you didn't get your healthy habits taken care of. It's just a way for us to think about taking care of ourselves so that we can be healthier and stronger as we approach the new year. Because I know, well, if you watch TV at all, you're going to see a lot of commercials about diet and exercise once January 1st hits. So if we're already taking care of ourselves, doing the things that we know we should do or enjoy doing, and not putting those things aside, we're going to be a step ahead. And I always say, when you're looking for an exercise to do, if you would like to get moving more, choose something that you enjoy. I enjoy being outside. I enjoy riding my bike outside. I enjoy walking a lot. I used to be a long distance runner. I'm not doing that so much anymore, but I do enjoy walking. And so I know I feel better when I make time to do my morning walk. Find that thing that you love doing and then do it. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now, but I hope you'll join with me. Again, no guilt, no challenge, just being aware of the things that we want to do to have a healthy, happy holiday season. Okay, moving on. Little drink here from my water, because you know I'm drinking water. Okay, one more thing. I find that if I put it in a glass, one of these glasses with a straw, I have a lot of them. They seem to be a very popular teacher gift when I was teaching. This one says best teacher ever. If I put it in one of these and sip at it, I will drink much more water during the day. And there's something about the straw that keeps me drinking my water. So that's my little thing that I find helpful. On to, finally, we're 17, almost 18 minutes in. Let's talk about knitting. I showed you some socks that I was working on, and guess what? They are finished. Yay! These are called the Grinch's Heart Socks. I love them. They are based on the movie, The Grinch. The Grinch's heart grows 3 times larger. There's a quote. And so these are my Grinch's heart. And look at, are you ready for this? I love the color work, but I really love the toes. Aren't those cute? I may be doing this on every pair of socks I make from now on. I think this is so much fun. This pattern is written. It's going to be tested and hopefully out very soon. Grinch's heart socks. I love them. Super fun. That toe is really fun to do. And it goes so fast because you want to get to the next color, get to the next color. And then you're done. So the socks are done. More details coming when I get the pattern out very soon. Next one, I showed you, it's down here on the floor. I showed you last week my fantastic fauna cowl, and it's almost finished. I'm on the last section. Here it is. It's big. My husband keeps coming in looking and he says, that's really big. Yeah, it's really big. Okay, here it goes. Still, it's tangled. We'll just ignore that. Still yarn's hooked on. And we're down to the last color. So this is 2 is being tested, and each section is based on an animal. I told you about this last week. Now, would you need to make it this big? Absolutely not. You could pick and choose your favorite animals. Really, though, look at, it's not, well, I'm wearing 2 cowls, so it looks giant, but I think it's about going to end up being about the same, pretty close to this one. Let's take that one off. All that hair in the way. Yeah, it's going to be about the same. My row counter. I don't get fancy with row counters. Look. A safety pin and a row counter. Nothing fancy here. I did get a new iPad, so maybe I will get myself going with Knit Companion, but anyway. Coming. Get those mini skeins ready. It's a fun project. You could make it just 1 loop. You could pick your favorite animals, someone's favorite animals. It's fun. All right, that one will be done very, very, very shortly. Yes. So that has me, because that's almost done. Now I'm thinking, what's next? What's next? What am I going to do next? Because I'm telling myself I have to finish a few things first. Another one of the things that I am working on, and I want to finish, well, soon, by Christmas, is a blanket. Have I shown you this before? This is a granny square blanket. Again, I showed you my scrappy one in episodes before that I have been using every day. I love it wrapping up in the evening. But this one, I just started, and I'm just going round and round and round. And of course, now let me show you the yarn. This is Mandala Ombre, Lion Brand yarns, and it just self-stripes. But because it's smaller you're doing a smaller area in the middle, of course you have a bigger chunk of stripe. And then as you get farther out, your stripes are smaller. And that to me is just fun. I like that. So I'm just going round and round and round. I think pretty soon I'm gonna go back and forth on 2 ends like I did on my other one, just to make it more rectangular rather than full square. And then I did get this one. Here, let me show the 2 together. So this, I picked up this one as well, that I thought I would go around the outside with. I think it matches pretty well. So we'll see how we go. Just doing a little bit every day, just crocheting around. It's simple, it's easy, it's mindless, and that's very relaxing as well. So maybe a mindless knit or crochet project might be on your healthy holiday habits as well. be curious to see what you come up with. Now, our prompt was about, did you peek on your Advent? And I did not peek. I waited until the first. I did a swap, and it's only a 12-day swap. So I'm opening every other day. But oh, my swap partner has done such a beautiful job. Amy has time. She's been so generous with me. And so my friend gave me this little, I don't know if it's an ice mold or I don't know what kind of a little container it is. She got it at a garage sale. But look at how cute the minis look in there. Isn't that fun? And then Elaine has sent all these cute, look at that stitch marker. It's a tree, Christmas tree. Here's a little marker that has a sheep on it. Can you see it? There he is. That's going on a bag, a zipper pull. Oh, I bet that's what it is, a zipper pull. Here's a cute bookmark that came. Oh my goodness. Isn't that fun? And then these, I have to show you these. These are really cute. They are little stitch markers, All Stitch Studio, it says. There's lots of them in here, and look at, oh, can you see? They're just little flowery stitch markers. How cute are they? So now I'm gonna have them all over the floor. Ruma's gonna love that, isn't she? Anyway, they're just little, they're small size little flower markers. So cute. I use a lot of these just little stitch markers. I like to mark things a lot. You know, if you're doing a repeat on a chart, it's nice to put in those stitch markers. Lace definitely repeats on lace, stitch markers. So I just find them really helpful. When I graft, here's a little tip. I'll be grafting the ends of this together. And before I start grafting, I put these little stitch markers every maybe 8 or 10 stitches on each end. And that way I know that I'm lining up my stitches properly. Because I don't know about you, but I've gotten before where I've gotten off on my stitches and then they don't line up, the columns don't line up nicely, they go at an angle. So I found that if I first place these stitch markers around, then I don't have that problem. And those little light bulb, those, what are they called? Light bulb stitch markers, you know, the ones that open, those work really well for that because then you don't have to take your stitches off the needle, you can just put them in. So there's a little tip. I didn't even plan on giving a tip today, but we got a tip. All right, so I would like to start a new segment because I seem to purchase a lot of things, and let me just explain why. I live about a good hour from the Twin Cities, and I just don't want to spend the time driving to go purchase things. So I do a lot of online purchasing, and then one of my ukulele friends, her husband is our UPS driver. So our new segment is going to be, what did Tim bring? His name is Tim, and he brings my packages, and he's very nice. So what did Tim bring this week? Well, let me show you. Tim brought some yarn. Wasn't that nice of Tim? He brought me yarn, and this is from Up North Yarns. You know I love Up North Yarns. I've talked about Monica a lot, and this one is called Moonrise over Pickerel Cove. It's fingering weight, superwash 8515 merino nylon. I would like to design, I bought two, one for me and one for my friend that I'm going to be spending some time with this winter. So I thought it would be fun for us. I'm going to send it to her, and if she wants, she can use it for whatever she wants. But I thought it would be fun for us when we're together to do some socks. Maybe we'll do a sock design together with our yarn. She really loves purple. I really love purple. So that's why I chose this one. Pretty, isn't it? It'll be fun to see what we come up with. Probably socks, and probably a pretty simple design, because that yarn is gonna it's gonna have a lot going on without even without need, you know, a solid. You can do a lot of design, but this one's gonna not show a really intricate design. So we'll come up with something fun. I thought it'd be a fun challenge for us. And then, so that's what Tim brought this week. Thank you, Tim. And then I told you that I went on a little quilt hop with some friends last night. I bought some sewing pins because I really needed more sewing pins. I don't know where they go. Like, they just disappear. But I saw this and I thought, oh, I have to make this for my grandkids. It's a pocket pillow. So it's a pillow with a pocket on the outside to put a book, and then they can carry it around. Now, I would love to show you pictures of my grandchildren, but I'm going to respect their parents' privacy. They do not like to have their kids on social media, so I respect that, and I'm not going to do that. They're really cute, though. They're really sweet little kids. You'll have to take my word for it. But here's the cute fabrics I got. It's like old-time little characters from little golden books. This one is the little engine that could. Oh, and there's Humpty Dumpty. Isn't that sweet? There's a little monkey right there, clown. And then the fabric that goes with that says, I think I can, I think you can, with little trains. So that's got to be the little engine that could. So that is the book, one of the books that will go with that one for sure. And then my grandson, so that's my granddaughter's 2, and then my grandson will get this one. He's just starting to read, so The Cat in the Hat is the perfect book for beginning readers because it's all rhymes, and that's one of the first stages of reading education is rhyming. So he will get The Cat in the Hat, and here's the other fabric, Dr. Seuss. I'm excited to make those. Probably do that in the next couple days. Add those to their Christmas gifts. You know, with only 2 grandchildren, it's really easy to spoil them. They're so fun. Let's see. So that'll be a fun thing to work on. Now, I told you that I had a book today, so I'm going to reach back here. Did you notice last week, before we talk about the book, did you notice back here, I have these little statues, like sculpture statues of skiing, and when I watched the video back, I was just laughing because there's a little man, I don't have him here now, but the little man's head, every time I would move, his little head would peek out. Did you see that? I thought it was hilarious. And I thought about refilming, and I thought, no, this makes me laugh too much. I'm not refilming. If you haven't seen it, watch a little bit of the last episode 18 and see the little man. Very funny. Here's our book. It's called The Amazing Christmas Extravaganza. And this book is by David Shannon. If you are familiar with David Shannon, you will recognize his characters. He sort of has a style. I'm trying to find, okay, here's a good example. This is the mother. And his characters, all his drawings have a very unique look to them. And his stories are wonderful, wonderful. So this one is about a family, and they start out with putting up their tree, just a simple little decoration in their home. But then things start to go haywire. And here's the fun thing about this book. So you see, when it's very simple, they just have their little decoration. There's one string. But then Mr. Merriweather gets a little carried away because he feels a little pressure from the neighborhood. So he starts buying and buying and putting up and putting up and putting up. And eventually things get out of control. Now you see, remember that simple little string of lights? Well, now look what, there's a lot. And it keeps adding as he adds things. But you can see his neighbors are not happy with what's going on because people are driving through to see his extravaganza, and there's just mayhem in the neighborhood. Well, bad things happen. And finally, Mr. Merriweather realizes that he had gone overboard and that simple would be better. And of course, it ends with a happy ending. But then we get a little peek of what's to come in the very end. He starts thinking about Easter coming up. So if you have never seen this book, I would encourage you to check it out of the library. My students always loved it. Kids will love a book that, like this one, where they've noticed that there's one string and then it's more and more and more. And it kind of teaches us as adults, a good lesson that we can get carried away with Christmas, and we need to remember to keep things in perspective. That sort of goes along with my healthy habits encouragement. Let's let Christmas be peaceful and wonderful this year and not out of control. All right, that's all for today. I hope you have hung in there with me, and I thank you for your comments. I greatly appreciate them. I appreciate it when you like and subscribe, and I hope all of your making this week brings you joy. I'll hope to see you next week with more Christmas fun. Bye for now.